All right, so on the bench today, I have a valve body out of a 2010 Subaru Outback with a 2.5. We have 144,000 miles on this, and this is the Lineartronic CVT transmission called the TR690. All right, so the complaint is check engine light is on, and the AT oil light is constantly flashing. All right, anytime you have the AT oil light flashing, even though you may not feel any drivability problem, means there is a code stored, and to hook a scanner up and see what code you have. All right, so just like this one, the light's on, AT light is constantly flashing, and you know, he drove it around, he said he doesn't really feel anything wrong, but you know, he knows there's a problem somewhere within the transmission. So we hooked the scanner up to this, and we got one code present, which is a P2763, and the definition of that code is lockup duty solenoid circuit high. All right, so the lockup duty solenoid is located on the valve body. I'll show you which one it is. It is no good, because we wanted to confirm that, of course, before we dropped out the valve body and did do everything that we're going to do. So we're going to change out the solenoid only, and then tomorrow morning we can go ahead and put this valve body back in the car. All right, so again, 2010 Subaru TR690. It's kind of like a Gen 1 unit. This transmission came out around 2009, and then they redesigned it, and they designate the redesigned one, or maybe the Generation 2, if you will, as the TR580. And that has the valve body on top of the transmission, while this has the valve body on the bottom. So, and the solenoid, actually, the lockup duty solenoid between both units is exactly the same. So you can use it for either one. And this is a very, very common problem. P2763 circuit high, or P2764 circuit low. All right, very, very common problem. The number one problem with this is what we see a lot of. Probably in the last month, this is probably my third or fourth one that we're doing. So I'm going to get a little closer. We're going to ohm the solenoid to confirm that it's bad, and I will match it up against the one right next to it, which is the primary down duty solenoid. So, you know, the ohms are the same. And I have the new solenoid that will ohm before we install it. So let me get a little closer. We'll set up the ohm meter, and we will check the solenoid to confirm it's bad, and then we'll check it against another one just to make sure, you know, another one is reading correctly. And then we'll go ahead and we got to pull a bracket off here. There's a housing, plastic housing. Little bit of a pain, but you need, you know, like a couple of like small sharp screwdrivers or scribes or something to get the plastic away from it, to disconnect the wires, and then you hook it back up, and the plastic housing actually snaps in, and then you snap everything back into the solenoid. So I will show you all that. So let me get a little closer, and we will get started. Okay, so I got as close as I could so we can kind of get everything in the picture. So let's turn our ohm meter on. I'm going to hook up the ground wire to a ground wire here on a bolt. Okay, so this here is the lockup duty solenoid. It's the first solenoid here, and we're going to compare it to the primary down duty solenoid. All right, so they both should ohm the same. So we have a light green wire, so we're going to find the light green wire right here. All right, and then we're going to put our positive, that's our ohm meter lead, to that, and you can see we have an open circuit. All right, now I'm going to follow the blue wire, which is right underneath that. I'm going to touch that one, and that we have 13 ohms, whoops, slipped off. Okay, 12.9, 13 ohms, which is what it should be. Back up to the lockup duty solenoid. And we have an open circuit. So this solenoid definitely is no good. Okay. So let's get rid of this. let me just maneuver, let me get the camera more on top so we can kind of see what I'm doing. And then we're going to go ahead, I'm hoping it's going to come out good. My hands aren't in the way too much, but we want to get the solenoid out, or at least lift it out of the bracket, and then get the plastic. It's a little bit of a pain to get this plastic off. There's another plastic hat here that's got to come off and be transferred over. So let me just kind of move the camera more on top of the valve body. Okay, so let's get these brackets unbent, move these wires out of the way. I'm not going to unhook anything yet, you know, because this is the solenoid here right on the end that we're going to be dealing with. So let's get these bolts out. You know, they got a couple of ground wires hooked up, and I did a couple of these on the TR690, and it's, yeah, a little tough to keep this from spinning, and honestly a couple times I broke the eyelet off, but we just put a new one on and fix it. Okay, here's the bracket for that bolt. All right, this is a ground. I can, let's see if I could keep it from turning. Sorry about that if you blocking you here. Okay. All right, so this one seems okay, but you know, I definitely, honestly, broke them before. Give me 1 second. Okay, there was nobody, one ring, and that's it. All right, we got another bolt here. Okay, and we got one more bracket here we want to bend out of the way. I don't think we can really be able to lift this thing yet until we get this one out of the ground. You know, I can't even. Get the damn thing so tight. Okay, let me see if I can maybe get it loose like this without disturbing. Hey, the ground wire, everything else comes right out. The ground wires are so freaking tight. Okay. I think that was all right. Okay. Looks good still hooked up. Okay. All right. Now, let's get this bracket out of the way. Okay. And let's get this solenoid out. Okay. There it is. So this is the one we want to work with here. Okay. Now, got a little tab here. Got like a hat that goes on here and a plastic piece. So 2 plastic pieces. So we're gonna like just bring that one up and just kind of leave it like that. Just get it out of the spot there. And then this one, I'm gonna try to get behind. You know, sometimes they break, sometimes they don't. And also this seal came out. So let's get rid of this seal here. Okay, that'll go here for now. All right. Now let's see if we can get this away from okay. All right, there's one side. Okay, there's the other side. Lift that up. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is pop these wires out of the holder. So we're gonna just push one out, push that out, and pull this out. And then a little hat will come out too, okay? So here is our new solenoid. And let's take a first look. Hook it up. And we got 12.8. So we're in good shape there. Okay. Make sure you guys can see. All right, so we want to hook the wires up. I like to, of course, put them back how they come off. So the green one. Just give it a little push. Okay, and the solenoid is like that. I will hook up that. And the ground. These things normally come right off. Okay. Put that on. I'm going to get the seal back here. Oh, you know what I want to do first? Actually, we got to put... Alright. Alright, so this... I'm going to go here. Okay. And then we have our other plastic housing which holds the wires. Okay, so the two tabs that stick out face down, they kind of go in to the solenoid like that. And now we're going to pull the wires back and they're going to snap into this plastic housing like that. Get the ground. Okay. This one is not in. Okay. And then you can push that in, and then the new solenoid is ready to be installed. And then we'll go ahead and put this back on. Okay. This will go right in place. There we go. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Somebody is here. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, so now we can put this bracket back. Let me move that brown wire. Okay. Perfect. So this one is going to sit here. This one will go here. All right, so this one this one. Okay. Okay. I want to make sure these things are tight enough. Just give it a little torque down here. Okay, this is roughly about 80 inch-pounds. Okay. Do that. Do that. This one. We'll fold in, and this comes around to the top and gets everything, hook everything up there. And that's it. Here is your old lockup duty solenoid that is no good. Solenoid is shorted. And that was the this is a TR690. Same solenoid, pretty much same ordeal to the TR580, except that solenoid is located on top. So if you open the hood, you can see the cover. You got to move, you know, like some mounts and some things out of the way. And you can actually get the valve body out in the car and then get it on the bench, swap out the solenoid, or change the valve body, you know, whatever you prefer to do. And that is all on this Subaru. So, you know what, we'll double check. Let's double check the solenoid here now that that's installed. All right, gonna hook the ground back up. And we want the green wire right here. And we got 12.9. Okay, we're in good shape. So when we get done with this, we'll clear all the codes and all lights should be out. 2010 Subaru, hard code of P2763. We found a shorted lockup duty solenoid. And again, same solenoid, both units, generation 1 and 2, TR690, TR580. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you next one.